Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you are doing well. We are rapidly making our way to the end of Michael Haig's 6-stage plot structure. I cannot believe how time is flying. 2 weeks ago, we covered higher stakes and complications, touching on this week's turning point, the Major Setback. It has been a long journey, but this is where things start to get really intense. So let's dive in. As a quick recap of what I covered on the last video, the Major Setback is like the point of no return, but about 10 times the intensity. This turning point, at about the 75% mark, is commonly known as the third disaster, false ending, culmination, darkest night. It has a ton of different names. Personally, I like thinking of this turning point as the darkest night. The Major Setback is fine, but it's just so general. It could really mean anything. The darkest night, however, it evokes such an image of just how hard-hitting this turning point is going to be for your characters. Generally, this turning point is going to show your characters at their highest high. So maybe they are on track to reach their goal, they're so close they almost make it, or they have a major breakthrough, whatever that is, only to fail, and then followed by the lowest low so far. Whether that's the death of a main character, maybe it's a betrayal by the love interest or a perceived betrayal, or maybe they now think their original goal is no longer possible, or they think it's no longer possible. Now this is your chance to bring out your truly evil author side. This point, you want to put your characters and your reader through the ringer, through hell and back, to get them to that next stage, the final push, and pushing them to the climax. To give you an idea what I mean, I have a favorite pop culture example from the Avengers. Now, if you haven't seen the Avengers and you don't want spoilers, A, I'm very impressed that you've made it this long without spoilers, but B, feel free to skip this if you don't want to find out what happens in some of the movies. So looking at the Avengers as a whole, not as individual movies, but as a series arc, as we progress through the stories, we come to understand that the overarching goal is to save the universe by killing Thanos, by defeating Thanos. Now, if you've seen the movies, you probably know where I'm going with this, because it was arguably one of the biggest cinematic shocks in the last number of years. Big enough that I would argue calling it a major setback is a disservice because of how big this was. So again, I think Darkest Night is perfect for this. The Darkest Night in that series arc, the end of Infinity War. This combines a lot of what we talked about above. The characters are making a really hard push towards their goal. They think they're going to be able to defeat Thanos. We as the readers, I'm still in book mode. We as the viewers wanted to believe that they were going to be able to defeat Thanos, and then it happened. The snap. Main characters die, their goal crumbles, their world just ends. What a cliffhanger for that movie ending. I'm getting chills just talking about it. It was so good. It's such good storytelling. And I bring this example up for two reasons. One, it is an amazing, if extreme, example of the Major Setback. But two, it also shows the type of energy you want to get out of the Major Setback or the Darkest Night to lead you into the final push with success. How many of you watching that movie in the theaters for the first time would have paid double, triple, quadruple your ticket price to immediately see how they were going to resolve this, what they were going to do next, where do they go from here? That is what you want as you head into this next stage, the final push. That's what you want from this Major Setback turning point. You want that urgency, that desperation, that in some cases heartbreak that's really going to break their world to the point where it's do or die, to the point of the climax, pushing them through the end of the story. Even just talking about this gets me so jazzed, and I'm so excited to hear about what you guys are working on and what this looks like for you. Don't hesitate to reach out if you want to tell me about it, or if you have any questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. It really helps the channel, and you won't miss the last few videos as we finish out talking about the plot structure series. Next week, we will continue with the final push, and until then, keep writing.